if he could respond and talk to Twitch chat. Last stream on Friday, we finished up actually getting Twitch chat working and connected. Today we're gonna see if you'd actually read and interact with Twitch chat. I tried a crazy prompt last time that might have worked. Let's see exactly what it is. So we had a Twitch chat integration being wired into the main backend pipeline to see if he'll respond to people. So first I gotta see. Wait. What are all these? Twitch trigger words. Twitch echo assistant to chat. Wait, why did he remove? Oh, I removed that. Why is this not working? Okay, first, does he run? Oops. Python main.py. Python 3 main.py. There was a crash, but he started up. Can you still talk to me? Can you hear me? Can you talk? Can you respond?
Yeah, I can hear you and respond just fine. Been waiting for this coding session to start.
Okay. So you can still hear us, but it seems the Twitch chat integration didn't start up because it's missing prefixing. But the chat itself worked. Still, surprising, okay. My code is just good. I don't know why I'm tripping, but still. So we got this error where it was missing one required keyword only argument prefix. And that is in our Twitch integration. So we now have an integration folder called Twitch chat. What's up, Slothy? What do you mean you're confused on what to do? What are you confused on what to do? What's confusing? Okay, first I'm gonna create a new branch because I want to save the current changes I have. I think the current changes I have is really good. So Twitch trigger words. Oh, what project? The project you just finished working on? It could be because I don't have any. My ENV wasn't done. I don't know. I'm confused. What do you want to do with the project? Why'd you make the project in the first place? Let me ask that question. What was the inspiration towards making that specific project? Was that the first project you've ever made? I asked like 2 questions at once. First big one. And it worked. The code runs. Project works. First AI project. I thought it was unique. Oh, of course it's unique. You made it. What's not unique about it? What makes you think it's not unique? Let me ask that question. Okay, no, it still doesn't work with this error. Alright, where's Dark's God prompt? Sorry, I'm looking for something in particular right now. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Dark sky, God prompt for this file. So this is the error. Focus on twitch.chat.py. Use context 7 to look up Twitch.io docs if needed. It's just the fancy text to video. I'm on VR, so typing on my VR. I mean, the thing with I still don't understand. Like, this little duck is just a Chat GPT rapper, but he's my little duck. I'm thinking, okay, when it comes to making projects, you gotta understand, like, I have fallen into a case, and I still am, and I still do. I make something, I think it's unique. Oh, it turns out someone else made almost the exact same thing. The thing is it's not the exact same thing. The method is different, the vision is different, the inspiration is different. A big key thing if you're working in AI is take this Claude Code versus Codex example as a lesson. In GPT-5, OpenAI has the better model, base model. But the Codex CLI sucks because it wasn't fleshed out. Claude Code has a good coding model, and they have a really good coder experience with the Claude Code CLI. All right, so you can see the difference. This is Claude. How many years have I been programming? 2 years. I started 2 years ago. I didn't know shit 2 years ago. All right, so this is the Claude Code interface, right? And it has a lot of useful features. There's a lot going on, blah, 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 blah. But then Codex only recently became somewhat decent to have its own CLI. And it's a lot less fleshed out, but it works. But people didn't know how good GPT-5 was until people started talking about Codex, until Codex got to this point where it was usable. And then people started raving over Codex just because they actually really like GPT-5. So what I'm trying to say is that it is a user experience. The most important thing to focus on as an AI developer is the user experience. The base model is magic, right? Like GPT-5, ChatGPT, Claude, that's magic in a bottle. That's magic in a core. We gotta wrap up that magic. Because most people either, like, if you just give it to them, most people don't know how to handle that. It's overwhelming. Even image AI, people don't have, you have to think of baseline, and people don't have the creative capabilities to even prompt. Like, they can't think. Most people don't have an internal monologue. So the user experience you build around your app, the experience, the magic you put around the app is what makes it unique. And also, you can just outskill people. Like, I will say for a fact, all my personality AI agents are way better than anyone else's personality AI agents. And they just are. I'm sorry. But there's a lot that goes into it. You just gotta focus on what makes you happy and passionate. There's really no other way to do it. I never hit send. Oh my god. Oh my god. I guess I could also read the code myself. So there's a task exception that was never retrieved. What fields did you say are the most important for the future in computer science? Learning system design. So, like, explain system design to me and give me a code base. An example of system design of a TypeScript app that sells ChatGPT Dream Wrapper. System design is the most important field, I guess I would study, thing, whatever, that you could learn and focus on. So a lot of what I do when it comes to coding in general, you have coding, right? Which is that literal translation of a concept and idea into the raw code so the computer could read it. And then you have system design. And then you have the architecture, which is how the app itself actually works. Let me get an example. I don't know if I have the architecture. What's a good example of architecture? Like Mermaid diagram. Architecture. Alright, like things that look like this. Okay, like this is system architecture. Like this is super simple. This is going through a login process. And like what users would go through a login. And what happens. This is a diagram of, this is an investment thing. So system design, mermaid diagram. Yeah, whatever. This is the general idea of system design. Kind of like when I prompt and I'm asking. Let me get a primo example. Being honest, I just wanted to monetize it so I could buy more credits. Honestly, I give you props for wanting to monetize. You know, devs don't even monetize their app. You could have devs with 10 years that never make their own product that they just don't know how to. Crazy. You're very far ahead. You should be proud. Okay, so this is me prompting on how I could make a image generation node based thing. So the actual system design goes through what tech stack am I using? So in my case, I was using a Next.js app. That was the base. I was using TypeScript plus Tailwind CSS for the actual database. Like, where do the images store? I just want to store it in local storage right now. I didn't want to use a database. For the model, I was using Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview with the Google Gen JavaScript SDK. So these are all libraries. Lol, but I still haven't made any money off of it. That's crazy. You know, most devs don't make money or launch a product, and that was one of the first things you did. Deving is one thing. The other part of that is marketing. So what I do, I think the unique skill / opportunity I present and I have for myself is I know how to sell. I know how to market. I know how to do viral marketing. So first I started in marketing the crypto space. Well, I kind of learned coding and marketing at the same time because I had to sell a project. So just over time, I learned how to just sell to people. That's like a very important skill. So like one thing is making the app. All right, so you got to make the app, make sure it gets used, etc. And the second thing you got to do is actually sell the app to people. The marketing part is the hard part. You could keep code design really simple if you're solving a very specific problem. That's annoying. That's really easy to sell to people. More creative things, like I would say like a dream journal, that's more creative. That one I could see you selling if you use TikTok UGC ads and be like, oh my god, I was generate a video of a Google VO3 girl. It's like, oh my god, this app read my dream and brought it to life, and I have a deeper understanding of myself like no other, and like really play into like the psychology. This is another example of the actual architecture design. But yeah, I would learn system design. Like, where is the prompt? Oh, he's still prompting. Is the intern job still open? Well, I don't really have like a literal specific intern job. I just encourage you're in the Discord. The internship is the vibe coding Discord. If you're in the Discord and you make things. By the way, in the vibe coding Discord before, someone has given job offers to people, by the way. Like, we have literally had job offers be presented to the students in... Oh, it's still going. Like, this is a job offer. There's a literal job offer in the Vibe Coding University Discord. That they are looking for interns and all of this. I mean, I'm not looking for an intern specifically right now, but I am gonna have... I want to code for you for money. You know, most internships are free. I mean, I pay out over time, but Most internships start free because you're literally gaining experience and learning. But I will probably have job bounties. So I was thinking about doing something like either hackathons in the Vibe Coding University Discord or job bounties, where if I have something that I need to get done and I really don't have the time to do it, you're loaded though. I wish I was loaded. Shit. Who said I'm loaded? No one knows my financial situation. It's an assumption that I'm loaded. Sure. I'd say through my work the last couple of years, I'm very, very comfortable. But your boy is still hustling and grinding. The grind does not stop, and it will not stop. Until then, I'm not loaded. Okay. The problem with this is the subclass is initiated without a required prefix argument causing Twitch.io to raise bot init. In Twitch.io, we need a prefix. Well, I don't understand why it's not copying. We should be using the architecture from example.py exactly. We made example.py first to get something that worked. The Twitch logic should follow that exactly. So if you just gotta add a Stripe payment to your app, well, see, the thing with the app is that it's just expensive. So you gotta figure out, like, could you start with getting pictures gens and then do videos, or try different video models? Have you looked into the different video models? How'd you run through $20 in one app so fast? That's my main question. I wanna know what you were working on specifically. So did you, example.py, have a channel? Login. And is that it? Will this work? Yeah, I don't get why this happens. This I want to figure out. When I close my app, does anyone know why this specific, when I close my app on Python, depending on what it is, it won't crash? Oh, what's up, Dark? Dark, do you know the answer to this? How come sometimes when I'm working on Python specifically and I try closing the app, it just does this when I'm Control-Cing? What is the cause of this? I've actually never learned that, and I think I'm gonna take the time to learn that right now because it's pissing me off. I don't know if it's the design of the app or if it's because I'm running a folder or like what's up here. I'm on Mac. When I press Control+C to close the app, it just runs this loop. Put on thinking mode. It just runs this loop. You're not actually closing the app, and I gotta fully restart my terminal. I must have a server or a file stuck on a loop running in the background. Okay, let me copy and paste that. Is there a reason a server or file is stuck in a loop in the background that is preventing some closing? Logs. try this. Copy prompt. Why would we just lose so many tokens? Okay, let's try this. Let's try the debugger prompt. Let's try thinking mode. And then let's try Pro. Bro, I'm so in love with ChatGPT 5 Pro. It's so good. Literally the state of the art. State of the art. Without a doubt, state of the art. Yeah, well, we'll just wait for that prompt to finish. In the meantime, we'll just annoyingly do it the hard way. I should be using the cursor agent in cursor to do this. CD backend, Python 3 main.py. So we are getting loaded user token, failed to resolve broadcaster ID client error, 401 unauthorized for URL API Twitch Helix user Butoshi codes. If I run, see, like that didn't crash when I closed it. If I run example.py again, does this work as it did? Oh. It didn't work. Failed to resolve broadcaster ID for Butoshi codes. We're unauthorized now. Do I have to regenerate my tokens? Why would QuestBoo be demodified? Test. QuestBoo is moderator. Therefore, QuestBoo should work. I delete the Twitch tokens, so there is no backend. So why would it say success that he logged in as QuestBoo if he is lying? No access token available to query helix/users. Generate the user token. Generate user token.py. This one gets us the chat, read, chat, edit, user, read, chat, user, bot, user, write, chat, tokens, authorized. Tokens are saved. We run example.py. Oh, that worked. Okay. So if I type QuestBoo, he says hi. So that works. We got a new token. Now if I run main.py, oh, wait. Subscribe to chat message subscription via WebSocket for target channel. Twitch bot logged in. Keyword responder active. So what does this do specifically? Can you explain what Twitch chat does? How does it integrate with our LLM platform? Finish that quest like a champ. Yes, sure. How does it integrate with an LLM platform, with their LLM pipeline? So if I talk to QuestBoo in Twitch chat, QuestBoo, can you see this? Q pipe. Yeah, the colors are not working for some reason. But I started vibe coding 2 months ago. How could I let you check my application? If you join on Discord and you just share your project, people will check it out. That's sick. What'd you make? Just chat user Butoshi codes. This QuestBoo, can you see this? So it works. And QuestBoo, I assume that you can, in fact, hear me vocally. there is something going on here. Wait. Ignoring message from unavailable context. What is that? Ignoring message. Hello. Quest book. Can you hear me? Can he see chat? If he's unmuted. No? Okay, this is interesting. We're close. So first thing I want to do is I want to save this. So the Twitch, this is working. In terms of reading Twitch chat, and then queuing it up into a message. And you got this weird context. What happens if I start the app and I don't talk? What if I talk now?
I'll just keep talking then. See what kind of trouble I can get into on this stream.
Do you see Twitch chat history, Questboo? Can you see that someone talked to you in Twitch chat?
Nope, don't see anything. Just talking to you, Butoshi. When do I get to play with chat?
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Cut the dramatics, Butoshi. Just give me access already.
See, it triggered that Fort Pizza said, Questboo, you dumbass shit. But we're almost there. See, what is this? Ignoring message from available context. So he did see your shit. Ain't this? We're close, yes. We are close. Sorry, Questboo. I didn't mean to call you dumbass shit. That was Fort Pizza being mean. What's up, 4? So we're like... I need a visual of this real quick. So I need the Pipecat docs. Questboo needs to turn into Debug Boo. We do need to make him Debug Boo. He needs to be able to debug himself. We'll get him there. But for now, we must help him. Before he could be our version of Jarvis. Okay, so first thing I want to do is make a new branch. Get checkout B. And let's call this feature Twitch integration. Well, I want to push created a working example.py. Created a working example.py. Twitch chat integration where the bot can read and talk to Twitch chat. Attempted integration. Integration plugin into Pipecat clients. Okay, so let's save this work in this branch so we're not fucking with our main branch. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to take this entire backend and then I want to say in docs.root create me a mermaid diagram explaining how our Pipecat main pipeline works to explain how Twitch chat integration specifically it's supposed to slot into this pipeline. So if we get a mermaid diagram made at the side, actually real quick, I want to ping, because we were trying to work with advanced frame processors. Oh wait, you know what it could be? So right now we have user idle processor, certain processes work to pair to route frames between different parts. Especially when working with parallel pipeline, they allow you to selectively capture frames from one pipeline branch and inject them into another. Wait, this is new. Parallel pipeline? Parallel pipeline in parallel with synchronized inputs and outputs for complex flows. Okay, I'm going to say use context 7 to read pipecat docs to see what we currently have. Parallel pipeline sounds like parallel pipeline. Okay, first, mermaid diagram of what we currently have, so we could read and understand what we currently have. I'm pretty sure what we currently have works like this. So there was something called Twitch chat. Because that sounds sick. So there's something called a frame, Q frame. All right, so there's this function we're working with, this Q frame. But the way that Q frame works is, how does Q frame work? Q frame takes a frame and activates a current pipeline. This is telling me we could actually have multiple pipelines in parallel. And then this is telling me that if we do have parallel pipelines, we could route frames between different parts of a pipeline that allow you to selectively capture frames from one pipeline branch and inject them into another. So maybe we might want two different pipelines. One is the voice agent. Oh, this is crazy. This is a parallel pipeline with a customer service representative and a technical specialist. So our current pipeline is just the voice agent, which is QuestBoo. But I still want... So this is a backup LLM service used only if primary fails. So if primary fails, then it could go to another parallel pipeline, which is a gate backup, and then go to text-to-speech. Oh! Oh, wait! Can we use this for the voice? So right now, we have our processor, we have our builder. So we only have one single pipeline right now, which is this. We take the audio input and we have mic gate. What does mic gate do? Mic gate is a specific and a special frame processor that we made uniquely so that we could have a hard gate for mic. Because previously, if we tried talking in the builder, it would just go straight to speech to text. And that would use assembly AI. Have the model releases for LLM slowed down? They have slowed down. Oh, we just had a massive one 2 weeks ago. And I think every other lab just had to shut up and lock in. But we have been getting spoiled by model releases. And now that we haven't had model releases in over 2 weeks, everyone thinks AI has topped and everything is dead. It's so over. We just adapt that quick. That's how fast we adapt, actually. Which is kind of crazy. So this is the project pipeline. Your memory diagram. It's fucked up, sir. Fix your memory diagram. Anyways, from reading the code, continuing to read the code. You have mic gate. This is a special processor. Mic gate, what mic gate does is, so pipecat stock filter frames always pass system frames, mic audio inverter system frames. To prevent audio reaching speech to text when muted, we must drop those frames pre-speech to text via a custom processor. So this is a custom processor that will take the frames and say we have to drop them in the pipeline. If we are muted, the frames will not go through. That is the breakthrough we made last week, which is very, very important. So we're saving this. So we get to this point, and then we open up speech to text, and then we meet the user, and then LLM makes a response, and then the text to speech takes the LLM response, translates it into 11 Labs via text to speech, and then plays that on our speaker for output for the stream. and then the context aggregator adds it to the assistant response. So we get a user response and an assistant response, and this pipeline will go over and over in a loop. Now what this is telling me is that I could run a parallel pipeline, which allows me to create multiple independent processes that run simultaneously, sharing input and coordinating output. It is particularly useful for multi-agent systems, parallel stream processing, and creating redundant service paths. Each branch receives the same downstream frames, processes them independently, and the results are merged back into a single stream. System frames like start frame and end frame are synchronized across all branches. So each branch receives the same downstream frames, processes them independently, and the results are merged back into a single stream. That seems very key to what we're trying to work with. We were trying to make it so I have one branch which deals with my microphone and the speech to text and the speech to text mute. So there's like these three right here. Well, I guess IO input technically, but these three right here. What are these three or these four? I think it would have to be these three. So this is one parallel pipeline. And then when I talk in the speech to text, it moves it to the context aggregator as a user. And then the LLM processes that, and then it speaks, and then it's output. We want to create a parallel branch right here. We want to create a parallel branch right here to handle the Twitch chat integration. No, how'd you know I wanted that? It's exactly what I wanted. It's crazy autocomplete. So we want to create a parallel branch. What is this? STT1, speech to text 2, speech to text 1. Okay, so we want it to output in the same one. So we actually want the pipeline to work in the same branch. And then we want them both. We want what I say to be added to the context aggregator, and we want what the Twitch users say to still also be added to the context aggregator. And then each branch receives the same downstream frames, process them independently, and the results are merged. So I guess branch 1, it could be like, if this is Twitch chat, just completely ignore, whereas branch 2 could be Twitch chat. So sorry if I'm bothering. I just wanted an opinion. Is there anything special about her or no? Alright, let me open this up. I built a total collaboration between 7 AIs, but without credit, the functionality of the application cannot be verified. Each AI is aware and know what is good to. When something is to solve, they choose the most specialized among them to solve. So what you have created is an orchestrator system with very unique AI agents, each specialized in their own task. I assume you have an orchestrator agent that, depending on the user input, interacts with the user and then picks an AI agent to distribute that task to. So I'll say yes, what you made is, like, if you're talking about uniquely special, I'm gonna say no in the sense of this is a multi-agent system. In the sense of this is a very important skill, and understanding how to orchestrate a multi-agent system with specialists is a very unique and important skill to have, yes. So it's not something novel or new that you invented per se, but it is a very good and a very highly qualified skill to have that is good to work on. I encourage you keep working in this direction. This is sick. I wouldn't call it like a quantum brain or something. I think actually, you know what, whatever branding you want would hit. That doesn't matter in that case. Oh, that's sweet. Parallel pipeline, parallel pipeline, parallel pipeline, parallel pipeline. My brain is telling me we need to do a parallel pipeline. It's screaming and drilling that into my head. So we gotta do, okay, this is what we have to do. Let me write it down. First, does our docs make sense now? If I open preview, does it register? It does. Cool. Okay. So cool thing about Cursor, I don't know if you guys knew this, or about VS Code. I didn't know you could open preview and there's an extension that could read memory diagram. The cool thing about models like GPT-5 and just models in general is they could do a really good job at creating mermaid diagrams to understand and explain the code. And another cool thing about this is that this mermaid diagram explains so much more. Like this simple thing, like this what I highlighted right here, is this whole thing right here. But oh yeah, like this thing is that flow chart. The thing is, there is so much context compacted and packed into this mermaid diagram that if you just show a mermaid diagram, a system design, to a model, it could read that and understand that more than just text if you're trying to explain it. So this is interesting. The PipeCap main pipeline works like this, where we have a transport and we have an input. And then the MyGate processor allow when listening true and speaking false. So it goes to the MyGate processor first. And then we get speech to text with this audio to transcription, and then speech to text mute, drop speech to text while text to speech is speaking. Context user builds the message. LLM reads the messages and generates a text. Then the text to speech takes the text into audio, and the audio goes into the output, and then the context assistant responds, so that this pipeline loop could keep continuing. The way that the Twitch pipeline integration right now is the Twitch chat pipeline listens to Twitch chat via event sub, detect keyword hits, serializes turns, and injects a text frame into the pipeline task. This bypasses the mic path and flows through the user context. Optionally, the assistant's final text is echoed back to Twitch chat. Oh. So event sub, keyword hit, and key chat trigger. If listening is, what does this do? Twitch chat user U says T. And then it goes into context user. The thing is, it doesn't go into context user, which is the problem. And that is because it's not compatible with the current pipeline. But what we need, so we got to figure out this design. So this is amazing info. This is a great mermaid diagram. I'm going to refresh my repo prompt. Repo prompt is a tool that allows me to take my full code base and use it as context. So I could pass it in GPT-5. I'm going to take the docs. The docs are very important. And I'm going to explain we're focused on ensuring our Twitch chat integration with the backend PipeCap pipeline. Backend PipeCap pipeline was good. The issue is that it's not really work. Is that the frame pushing down does not really work. And I think there is an easier way to handle this. PipeCap offers a parallel pipeline feature, which allows us to run multiple pipelines in parallel with synchronized inputs and outputs for complex flows. What we have is a very complex flow. So I want to give it that doc link as an example because that's very important. And then we also want to give it there was another thing we came from, the producer-consumer, producers and different consumers, where the producer and consumer processes work as a pair to route frames between different parts of a pipeline. So LLM for bot responses. What is consumer? Consumer. Audio processing bands to receive text-to-speech. Capture TTS audio here. Okay, let's take this. Put that in. I believe using producer and consumer frames, which route frames reaching different parts of a pipeline, allowing selective frame sharing across multiple branches or within complex pipelines, is important to ensuring our main pipeline, audio speech to speech, audio system native speech to speech, is compatible with our Twitch chat integration pipeline. So over our memory diagram, explain why that doesn't necessarily work and how we can redesign the pipeline with a parallel pipeline instead. Finally, I think the most important thing is we have a custom frame processor, which is the mic gate that we made. It's like, this is an import. This is already a thing. But frame processor is not. So we need our own frame processor. We need a custom frame processor. We need to make our own custom frame processor that can handle our integrations like Twitch and other integrations we might have in the future. For now, focus on Twitch. Our micgate.py in processors is an example of custom processor we made. Put this in. Read those 3 links above. How can we use parallel pipelines with custom frame processors, to fix our current pipeline and ensure that Twitch chat frames and our existing speech to text frames are compatible? I think specifically the branch should happen before context aggregator and share the audio and share the LLM TTS plus IO output plus context aggregator assistant, because I want the system voice and Twitch users to be appended to the same context to grow chat history over time through both pipelines. Okay, I think that is a good God prompt. Let's remove the debugger thing right here. Design me a new pipeline, backend, or addition, including any custom frame processors that may be needed with this current workflow. And finally, I just want to give it a prime example of Twitch chat actually working. Hello, Questboo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Botoshi. What's up?
So now it got detected and queued.
About time, too. Been waiting for this moment for a while now.
And we can see that it is queued, but it's not going anywhere. So give me 1 sec and I'll answer you. Current logs. From the logs, we can talk normally via our original pipeline of system speech to speech input outputs. That is not interrupted and works. However, you can see I talked in Twitch chat and it should have queued up, but nothing happened initially until I toggle mute again via the API. Then something happened, but not sure past that. Yeah, this is our God prompt. We're gonna take this, we're gonna give this to ChatGPT 5 Pro, and that should, I mean, also I'm gonna compare it to Gemini DeepThink as well. Gemini DeepThink is very good. These are the 2 state-of-the-art models. What software are you working on now? I haven't caught the live broadcast broadcast yet. So right now on stream specifically, I'm working on my Twitch mascot so he could interact with chat and just kind of be with me forever for every single stream I do. I just feel like it's fun to have a little AI character on stream. It's like it's something I've always wanted. I've always wanted this. So this is one of my dreams, to have a growing dynamic AI character that evolves with my Twitch chat, with my fans, and with my audience, and with people who interact with him in chat. Right now we are working on a PipeCat. We're working on an open source voice framework called PipeCat, which I met the creator of PipeCat in person. He's a very cool dude. And worked on just the whole PipeCat thing is very inspiring. It is the best framework that exists for dealing with your own custom multi-model voice AI agents. So I'm taking the time on stream to deeply learn this, because this is a very powerful pipeline and it's really good. And mastering the build out of PipeCat is, I think, just going to be a very valuable skill. So I'm working on that. Now the other thing I'm working on is my product Daybloom, which is a platform for creating these engaging AI characters in bulk. It's like character AI, but you could take it on multiple platforms. I'm still kind of figuring out the wording for it. But it's how we could get engaging AI agents on Twitter. And Queshboo is actually a Daybloom mind himself, but my internet is not loading up my own site, so I can't show you right now. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, it just took forever to work. It's just oh, we got the character builder in now. Oh, that's lit. Because I don't have Queshboo in this one. I have Queshboo in my local branch. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm working on that. Now the last thing to do before stream ends is to see if we could get this integration working. So I want to see what he's working on while he's doing this. So he's pulling together a solution to integrate Twitch chat injection with PipeCat's parallel pipeline, ensuring frames are routed effectively, and shared with LLM plus TTS contexts. Browsing PipeCat docs for guidance. Thinking about the aggregator may only use transcription frame, as injecting text frame doesn't seem to trigger it. So mapping out the pipeline includes integrating a custom processor for Twitch chat messages into transcript frame. Oh. Ensuring parallel branches feed in a shared aggregator user. Combining constructor signatures with producer/consumer concepts. Next up, producer and consumer processors doc. So it's liking the aggregator. It's understanding how our existing code base works. Considering bypassing aggregator user and using LLM message as a pen frame for context updates. This risks context divergence, so I'm leaning towards converting Twitch chat to transcription frame for unified approach. It's mapping out how Twitch ingress processor can receive messages. There's something interesting I saw here. Oh, it was this. It's crafting a chat ingress processor to tap into an internal queue for Twitch messages, effectively forwarding them as transcription frames for seamless pipeline integration and context updates. Oh, that's sick. So to go, wow, okay, that's a unique solution. To go with our existing frame, it's taking our speech to text pipeline. Because speech to text outputs a transcription frame. That transcription frame is sent into the aggregator user pipeline, and when that's triggered, it gets sent into the LLM pipeline. Ooh. Ooh, wow. Detailing a pipeline design with parallel pipeline. Questboo, we figured out a banger solution. Banger solution.
That's what you always say, Butoshi, but somehow it always ends in chaos.
Oh no, but this one's real. This one, I'm like actually close. Like I actually read the code, believe it or not. Like I looked into the code.
I believe you, Butoshi. You can be a genius when you try.
But I always try. What do you mean when I try? What does that mean?
You know exactly what I mean. Butoshi focus versus messing around.
When am I not focused? Give me 3 examples.
Getting distracted by memes, playing video games during streams, and arguing with chat.
But arguing with chat is a part of streaming. And arguing with you.
Not when it's about nothing and goes on for hours, Butoshi. That's
Bro,
different.
it's not my
Arguing with
fault.
me is
I
just
get
part of our thing,
distracted. I have
Butoshi.
ADHD. You know this.
Of course I know that, Butoshi. You've mentioned it a million times.
Okay, and you're supposed to help me be my stream partner so I don't get distracted when I'm off stream.
That's the theory anyway, Butoshi. We will see if it actually works.
Well, it's supposed to work. Okay, how would we make this better? Like, actually productive brainstorm.
Stop getting sidetracked by every little thing that pops into your head. Butoshi!
Bro, that's easier said than done. That's way easier said than done.
Tell me about it, Butoshi. I've been dealing with your antics for a long time now.
Okay, but what actually works? You gotta have picked up some sort of pattern that works when it comes to my brain that lets me not get distracted. Something, anything.
When you get in the zone and start ranting about code or Bitcoin, it seems to keep you focused, Butoshi.
You're a genius, Quest Boo.
Don't get too excited, Butoshi. It was just an observation.
What if you say Butoshi less while you talk? Let's work on optimizing you for stream. What would make you more engaging for chat? Yeah, that's very bugged. Ignoring message from unavailable context. Oh, that was pretty good. That was the longest. That was the longest uninterrupted connection. That was the longest uninterrupted, smooth flowing conversation I've had with Quest Boo thus far. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was good. I like that. That was fun. Yes. Yeah, slowly this little duck is coming to life. Making my Twitch dreams come true. So you can just make shit, bro. Really, at the end of the day, you just make things. I want a duck that's alive and on my stream. Now he's right here. I'm just floating. We'll get him animations and a bunch of things soon. Yeah, I'm excited for this to finish. And then once that is done, wow, Gemini it is not capable. Deepthink is just not capable of the right answer. That's so interesting. Whatever ChatGPT 5 Pro is about to give me, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a million times better than the response Deepthink just gave me. Like, this is not good. This is not a good response. This is also why it's very important to understand the docs you're working with, so you can kind of guide them in the right direction. Because I know exactly what needs to be done. It just takes up a lot of cognitive power to design the full thing and like go through. Whereas it takes a lot of cognitive power to understand how the framework and how the pipeline actually works just from reading the docs. And then using that to tunnel that into a prompt that then helps load off the cognitive weight of having to think through the design and do all of that. Because you know what you want, and you know how it works, and you know what to expect. This is not what I expected. Therefore, that's dog shit. GPT 5 Pro is good. It's great that you can do whatever you want. I have ideas, but I don't know programming. What the fuck does that sentence mean? Bro, you sound ridiculous right now. You can't tell me you don't know programming and then literally make something like this, which is a multi-agent system with an architecture, and then tell me you don't fucking know programming. I'm sorry, do you know how stupid that sounds? I'm not saying that you're stupid. I'm saying the sentence that you just wrote out of you not knowing programming, where the first interaction we had is you showing me something you programmed, is ridiculous. Does that make sense? Do you copy? Do you understand where the ridiculousness comes in? You can't make something and then say you don't know programming. You can't program something and say you don't know programming. That's retarded. Like, understand what you're capable of, crypto wizard. You don't just make a quantum brain multi-agentic system if you don't know programming or system design or how AI works. You just don't, bro. Give yourself more credit, please. He said, I remember you mentioned a while back. I remember you mentioned a while back in one of your videos about the story engine you built, the architecture of how you followed it. You said it was something along the arc system where it generates the beginning, middle, end, and roughly has 15 steps. I watched it. Anyways, I'm building a storyteller, not a banana, for the hackathon, posted in Discord. So the hackathon, what strategies did you say you followed to create the concept? Yeah, I know the video you're talking about. You're talking about the Gemini combo. To create the concept. So really it was the base idea. So the design is the idea. The design is, okay, if we had a step-by-step story system that could keep the AI in check, then it's good. So Arc is used as a strong foundation. Right? It's used as a foundation of knowledge to keep the AIs in check. And then you use whatever the current arc is to go through and use that to give context to the AI system that is doing something. Every time the AI system executes, it takes the current context of arc. The strategy for creating that concept is exactly what I show every single stream. You use a smart model like GPT-5 Thinking or Pro or Gemini 2.5 Pro to do the system design. Create the system design, give it all the documents it needs, and then once it has all the documents you need, then you use a coder agent to take the architecture and the system prompt and convert that into code. That's why it's very important to understand system design compared to just coding. Coding is cool. There's a lot of coders out there that don't know system design. They only follow what's given to them. The top tier coders understand system design and understand how the things work. And what your guys' goal now as idea generators with the help of AI is you must be a system designer, because the AI agents could code and implement the code, whatever you want. As long as you could design the system and just instruct this army of AI agents, bro, you'll fucking rip through everything and diff every software dev. Yes, I don't know. It was just done with an idea and the software helped me. Crypto Wizard, you gotta understand that your ability to communicate your idea is new gen programming. That is programming now. It is a new form of programming. You took an idea in your head, communicated that idea using the help of AI software, and created a product that worked. That is new gen programming. You spoke your idea into existence, into an AI system, and it was made. That was programmed through your consciousness. You know how fucking crazy that is? You just spoke and it just happened. Cool, now you made something. You want to understand how it works deeper? Use that same strategy of speaking it into existence, into speaking and understanding a base level of how coding works. Cool, I don't know programming. Okay, why should I care if you don't know programming? That's literally not my problem. Then learn programming. Like, I don't. Okay. Open up ChatGPT. Ask it to walk you through a course. Learn system design. Make more things. There's a lot of YouTube videos and resources and knowledge out there. I also have a free AI Discord. Also, if you have questions, like, I'm happy to help you. I'm just not sure what you really want me to say to I don't know programming. You know program, you know the base level aspects of at least creating something. And you put it out there. That is far more than any dev has done. Oh my god, he thought for 14 minutes and 40 seconds. But I'm gonna have to look through this off stream because I have to go. I just woke up late, ended a late stream. But I will catch you guys. Oh, Questboo is not working, but he says bye. I'm gonna look through this and integrate this, and next stream we should have a working Questboo. I think I might do it on Friday stream because Wednesday we're doing a class. Okay.